Hello everyone, I'm Yeti from BUVU Gaming, and today we are back in Garden Paws, and for once it's already afternoon when I start the video. So I have done my morning chores and I've actually been harvesting and replanting everything over here. And the reason for that is that we are gonna head into the dungeon, which is gonna take 3 hours, so I have to make sure that I get there not too late in the day. But I'm like, if we're there by 6, that means we get out by 9, so that should be fine. Just wanted to have enough time so that we can get into the dungeon, because every time you go in there it's going to cost you 3 days out of your day, no matter how long you spend in there. So you can go in and, you know, try to see if you can do all 100 levels. Well, there's more than that. You can keep going after that, but I don't think they change. I haven't actually played that far myself, but that's the kind of the planned levels or whatever, where, you know, the difficulty kind of scales as you quote go up, and it changes which drops you can get depending on where you are or how far you are in the dungeon. But after that, I've heard people have kept playing after level 100 too. But anyway, no matter how long you spend in there, it's only gonna cost you 3 in-game hours. But it also means you shouldn't go there too late in the day, right? Because you don't want to go there at 10 o'clock in the evening, because then it's gonna, you know, mess everything up, because the end of the day will come before 3 hours. So anyway, we got a little letter here. Let's check this out. Want a new best friend? Thank you for completing the animal collection. Seeing as knowledge is the greatest reward I can give, I'll share with you what I know about dogs. If you ever come across a dog in the wild, you'll be able to tame it by simply showing it some love. If you pet a dog once a day, it will feel more comfortable around you and follow you home. Make sure you have a nice dog home built and ready, museum curator. So we did get that dog house when we did finish this animal collection, but of course I wanted to wait a little bit with the dog, because we have to go there every day and pet it. So I'm just gonna hold off a little bit, and then we're gonna get into that and try and see if we can tame this dog. We also actually need to get 2 dogs for this quest here, and then of course I want to have a dog myself, so that's 3 times we have to pet this dog. And unless I have missed something, there's only 1 dog in the game. There's only one place it spawns, behind the town when you're heading towards the ruins. And that's the one you can kind of go for. So it's gonna take a while, because we have to tame it, the same dog, 3 times. You can't just go around and find 3 different dogs in the game. I don't know if there might be another dog if you go to Cosita later in the game or something. I have no idea. But on this map, as far as I know, there's only 1 dog. So yep, there we go. And then there was a big update today. See, I even harvested my blueberry bushes for once. There was not a big update, but there was an update with a bunch of bug fixes today. So maybe that is what has fixed this quest with Flo, because now it says talk to Flo for weed a treat instead of just talk. And it does look like Flo is over here, so I thought let's just get that sorted out, or it might just have sorted itself out. But that's kind of nice that it has fixed itself somehow. From then on, I just started putting eggshells on top of all my houseplants. Oh, hello. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I was baking a pie one day and cracked an egg, but had nowhere to put it. I set it in a pot of one of my plants and completely forgot about it. A week later, I noticed my plant had grown so much. Before I forget, I have been meaning to give you this. Okay. Did I get something? No? Okay, that happens sometimes. It's so weird. There's at least one other quest I remember in the past, which always is like, oh, I'm gonna give you this, and then you don't actually get anything. Or did we get some money? I didn't notice. But I don't think so. I don't think we got anything. I'll have to check my money after the video, or when I'm done recording the video. Oh, why the weed? I like taking a stroll right before the sun comes up to visit that cute sheep, and found I had too many eggshells from all this baking. So one day, years ago, I started using my eggshells around the forest and that pretty patch of wheat. I hope that helps Miller with their wheat farm. Okay, so that has kind of fertilized it somehow, I guess. Aha. Okay, so now we have to talk to Miller, but I think we're gonna wait with that. I'm just gonna head back. Oh, this is the wrong way. But anyway, we're gonna head down to the dungeon, and that's what we're gonna focus on. I just wanted to make sure to talk to Flo today, now that we actually can talk to her. So we kind of have that out of the way, and then we're gonna continue with the quest later. So that is the plan. Then we're gonna see. Yep. Okay, it's that kind of day. I'm so gonna fail at this dungeon thing. That's for sure. I'm gonna die. But we'll see how it goes. I only have my wand with me because that's the only thing you need in the dungeon, and we need to have our hotbar cleared so that we can use these little buffs that we'll get in there. These little buffs that drop, and then the ones you put on your hotbar are the ones that are active while you're in there, and actually they disappear when you leave the dungeon, but then when you come back again later on, maybe even a year later. I haven't been in a dungeon in ages. I think we've only done the first 4 levels, right, in this series, and I don't remember if I got any buffs last time, but if I did, they should pop in here, assuming you have room on your hotbar. And of course I want to have an open inventory here so we can carry as much as possible. So let's just check. Nothing new from Hash. Okay, that means we gotta go in here. I usually want to enter the dungeon. It'll take at least 3 hours to go and come back. And like I said, I wanted to see if I could get there before 6 o'clock. Then we come back out a little to 9. So not much time left of the day. So it's a good idea. That's why I kind of just thought, okay, let's just do all this stuff so we can focus the video on the dungeon part, right? You guys have watched me doing a lot of, yes, I want to go back there, of harvesting and doing the morning chores anyway, and we'll get lots more of that later, so I don't think you really missed out on anything. Okay, wow, is it just me or is it darker in here than it used to be? Might just be me. So you can harvest these ones, but I'm probably gonna ignore them because I don't think dungeon stone really has any use anymore yet, or much use. It has a little bit of use, but if I remember correctly, it didn't really have much use in my last series, and you just get so much of it if you harvest all of these. What are they called? Stalagmites, potentially, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember the ways that people have told me to remember what they're called, because there's stalactites and stalagmite, right? So stalag is with G, so that would be ground level. And stalactite is with a C, so that would be the ceiling, right? I think that's how someone explained to me a while back to how to remember which is which. I think this is a stalagmite. Okay, so let's take this out, see if we can avoid getting hit here. I think this is a good... Oh, you sneak. You changed which direction they were coming from. Cool. But yeah, if you mine a lot of these, you're going to end up with a whole ton of that dungeon stone, and it just fills up your inventory. At least that was my experience in the past. We are going to need some of it probably, but it's pretty easy to come by, unlike all these other drops. Can I get this one, please? Oh, there we go. Thank you. So you can also mine in here, for those of you who might not know that. So for instance, there's coal, which I'm just gonna grab. I usually ignore it, but actually it's pretty nice to get. Mining can be pretty good in here. I've sometimes gotten quite a lot of geodes, for instance, from this place. There we go. But of course it also takes up room in your inventory, and technically it is something you can get elsewhere. So that's like, especially the coal might be something to consider. I'm also always tempted to take all these plant fibers, but let's grab this. But it is something I can easily get outside, right? So I probably shouldn't. Let's just grab this, because we're gonna need all this room for all the special dungeon drops that we can only get in here. Have I gotten anything? No. Okay, let's just move all of this into my inventory. So these are all kind of, you know, just stuff that we can also get elsewhere. And oh, hello. You're just trying to sneak up on me while I was distracted, right? Yeah, that's typical. Okay, so all of these are kind of special and more rare. This is not very rare. You can get a ton of that very easily. So here we go. And of course they may have added something that takes more of this dungeon stone. But yeah, it's easy to go back and farm some of it if you really need it. So I'm not gonna break all of those, even though it really goes against my hoarding personality. It's almost physically that it can be hurtful sometimes when you can't pick stuff up. Like, seriously. Okay, did I get everything here? Enemies killed 12, all rituals have been destroyed, finally exit. I think I've killed everything. That's the one we came in from, wasn't it? So this should be the one where we go on to the next one. I can never remember. This is the green one. Let's go over here. No. Oh, there we go. Are you sure you want to... So I had to press E even though it didn't show a pop-up or anything. Are you sure you want to go to the next level of the dungeon? Yes, I would like to go to the next one. Then you get a little statistics here. Oh, my accuracy is 74%. Okay, it's been higher on this level than it usually is. I usually land in 60-something%, but usually there's more enemies. The further you get it, the harder it gets, right? You can see, oh, I did take a little bit of damage. You can see how many shots and everything. So that's nice. And you can see how long it took and how long I stayed alive in case you died in there. There we go. Okay, so of course the ultimate goal is to just destroy the rituals. And then I guess you could probably move on without killing all the enemies. But then you lose out on all the drops from them, right? Definitely want all these chests. So, especially these ranged guys. And the further away you are from the enemy, the less damage you do. So if I go here, it's like 15. Or at least that's how it used to work. Did they change that? I feel like it used to work that way. The further you're away, the less damage you do. But the easier it is to stay alive, of course. And there we go. Oh, I got my first relic. So it popped right down here. Resurrect once when killed. Oh, nice. So that kind of keeps me alive, of course. So if I end up dying, then I actually get to go on. So that's a nice thing. But you have to make sure that they are on your hotbar for them to be active, if I remember correctly. So because eventually we might have more than we can actually fit on the hotbar. And... did they... oh, it seems like they changed it. I'm absolutely certain that it used to work the way... oh, ouch. Yeah, that's sneaky. They can shoot right through the rocks. Oh, no, look at that. It only gives me 8, and then it gave me 12. So it's just pretty far. You have to go away for it to change. But there is also a harder mode that you can activate at ground level, but then you're... oh, okay, this is not going so well. I'm really bad at this today. I'm worse at it than usual. I'm so unfocused. Oh boy. Oh, there, I wasn't prepared for that, kind of blocking my way. But yeah, if you have any problems with the dungeon, the best advice I can give is to just hold down... well, you might be playing on Switch, so I don't know how that all works, but at least when you're playing with a keyboard and mouse, just keep moving with WASD and then just hold down the left mouse button. So unless you really want to, be the very best and have an amazing accuracy, then of course you shouldn't do it, but it's really hard to do that. But if you're having trouble staying alive, just focus on moving and just hold down your left mouse button all the time, and then just try and face the enemy that you're trying to take out. Because, and then just try to see if you can point at it the best you can. That has been my approach. And then just focus on moving. That's the main focus, to try and not get yourself killed, right? Okay, so we have a little bit more stuff over here. Cool. Okay, I completely lost track of what I was saying. I think I got everything in here. Okay. Nope. Okay, that's the exit. Yep, okay. So don't want to exit. But yeah, if you want to exit and move on, not do it here. Like if you have finished this level, don't go back to the exit and then exit. Exit once you have actually entered this one, because the entrance to a level is also the exit. So once we go through this entrance here, then you can just turn around and then say E and exit, and that way you'll end up on that level, on the next, when they come back next. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do dungeon level 5 again. If I go back now and exit, I'm gonna have to do this level again the next time. So always make sure to go to the next level before you exit, right? See, now my accuracy sounds a little bit more than like how it usually is. All right, I was talking about the hard mode. There is a harder mode that you can activate, but you have to go into ground level, which means starting over. And that's where you can see all the portals, if you guys can remember from the first time we went into the dungeon. And there are some little mushrooms on the wall right when you enter that area, some little blue mushrooms, and you have to shoot them in the right order. I think it's from the smallest to the largest or something, to activate hard mode, and then the dungeon just gets a little harder. I don't know if it actually impacts the drops you can get or anything. I think it's more like just if you want more of a challenge. Most people that play this game don't seem to be very interested in combat. Many of them don't even want to spend time in a dungeon, but there might still be someone who likes a bit more of a challenge, and then of course you can go for hard mode. There we go. Nice. At least so far, I don't think the developers have been so mean as to add an achievement for like completing part of or all of the. Oh right, I just have to press E here. Part of the dungeon in as an achievement. I think that would be an unpopular thing to add, since seeing as most players don't seem to enjoy the dungeon very much. Most people just don't want any combat in this game, or most of the players at least that play this game. So anyway, there we go. Yep, okay, so I need to take this out. Actually handy to stand a little bit at a distance, because then it's easier to see which way all those little fireballs are going. Okay, let's have a little look at our inventory here. So we have not gotten any clay yet. Clay is kind of the thing I'm after. I also want all of this. You can actually plant these. Just like the other plants, they added that at some point in the beginning. We couldn't, but you can actually plant them. And of course, we're gonna need the dungeon dust and some of this other stuff. I should probably grab a little bit more of this. I don't remember how much I have, but maybe see if I can get a stack or something, so I at least have a little bit. But clay is the thing I want, because you need 10 clay to build the dungeon workbench, and it would be nice to have our own. And clay is very, very rare compared to everything else. Then we got some of these. It's kind of interesting. You can't actually see what they do. You can see it when it pops up here. I kind of wish they had a little pop-up thing where you could see here what they do. Because you're usually busy fighting, right, when this is there. And then did I only kill one enemy on this level? Where are all the enemies? I have no idea. But yeah, when you're busy fighting, it's hard to try and read what it says at the top. At least it is to me, because, you know, that's not where my focus is. So it would be kind of nice if they had a little explanation thing. But I would imagine you can probably find the information on the wiki. I don't know, but there is a pretty decent Wikipedia for the game. They're actually, whoever works on that is actually pretty good at updating it with the latest updates and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find some of that information on there, maybe. About what the different ones do. Okay, this is actually the one we want to go to, so let's go over here. Let's see, we do have time for a little bit more. Where are we at? 6, okay. Ooh, 84%, well that makes sense, since there was apparently only one enemy. Where's all the enemies? Let's see, how am I doing here? I have 32. Okay, I have a little bit of it, so let's just try and get a full stack. Then at least I know I have some of it if we need it, because I think there was only like one recipe the last time as far as I remember, that actually gave you this. But as you can see, it's a pretty decent way of doing some mining, and you can even do it without having any energy. You don't have to have any energy for the dungeon. So it's another thing that you can choose to do, as well as harvesting plant fiber or fishing, for instance. Doesn't take any energy, so it's just an extra thing that you can choose to do if you have used all of your energy up for the day and you don't have any food to eat or anything to replenish it, right? Okay, where do you guys belong? Do you belong to this one? Because once you clear everything, you can see there was a little poof there because I cleared an enemy that belonged to it. And once you clear all of the ones that belong, see, there we go. Then that's where this chest pops. So, nice. Oh, got a geode, cool. But yeah, it's a really nice way of building up some coal, some geodes and stuff without actually spending energy on it. And then of course all the other goodies that we get from here. Okay, let's try and see if we can do this. Oh boy. Sneaky. Very sneaky. Yeah, cool. Okay, but that's why my accuracy is really bad, because I usually do this. I just hold down my left button, left mouse button, and then focus on walking around and trying to avoid the attacks, which I tend to fail at sometimes, but overall I do tend to stay alive fairly okay in the games or in this dungeon. So of course right now it's fairly easy, it's the first level, so yeah. Ooh, let's not skip this one. Okay, so Pin of Rage effect, increased critical chance but heal less. Okay, heal less than what? Like I guess maybe you have like a basic, double damage when you have 100% health hotbar. Oh no, place in hotbar, 100% damage. Okay, let's just move this up so we have room for one more. As you can see, we already have 2 of this one. I don't think they stack. I don't know for sure, but I don't think they stack. This one we're gonna move out as well. So this one we already have. Don't really need to carry it. Because as far as I remember, they pop back into your inventory the next time you come back. I don't know what happens if you die though, if you lose them. You're gonna get kicked out of the dungeon unless you have one of these, but I'm not quite sure if you also lose the relics. I don't think you do, because you kind of, build up the supply of them as you go through the dungeon, and it might be really, really hard to do the later levels if you don't have any relics at all. So it doesn't really make sense that they would, steal them from you just because you die, but I don't know for sure. I've spent too little time in this. I really need to spend more time in the dungeon. Oh boy. Yep. I know you're there. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's get all the goodies. And let's grab this. Oh, let's grab this as well. Okay. But yeah, the boss level is usually where, if you feel like this is pretty easily, then the boss level can be kind of hectic. From what I remember, quite a lot more hectic than these levels, because usually there's plenty of room here to kind of move around, and you can kind of just deal with, 1 or 2 enemies at a time. So it's not too bad, but yeah. Once we get to the boss, which would be every 10 levels, yeah, that gets more hectic. So far, this is really relaxing. Actually, it's very chill. I like it. Okay, so far so good. Did I get all the stuff here? Got a dungeon shroom. Yeah. Okay, still no clay. Well, I should know because it's not on my hotbar. Things always pop into the hotbar first. Did I get everything? I think I did. Enemies killed 20. I have to pay attention to what it says when I pop in. I don't really look up there until I'm done with the level. I should really check it because I don't remember if it says how many enemies there are. Because I never look at it. Let's go to the next level. Okay, so accuracy. Oh, that was even worse, but there was also more enemies. Yes. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, I was fairly certain it didn't say, but I had to check. So you don't actually know how many enemies there are on the level, or if you have cleared all of them, you just have to figure that out yourself. Kind of be thorough. So what are we at? Dungeon level 8. Okay. Go here. Check all the little corners. Oh boy. Hello. Where did you come from? Did you just kind of spawn in from that? Okay, but as you can see, if you go closer, it takes less hits, of course. because you do more damage, but it's also riskier, especially if you're fighting more than one enemy at a time. So it's just a matter of preference. Let's grab this, and what are you gonna give me? Just some coal? That's not the most interesting. How am I doing on these? I have 49. Okay, so now I started a new stack. Let's just, yes, we're gonna drop that. Let's just keep one stack. Then I'm just gonna have to come back and do a whole bunch of farming of it if I find out that I need a lot more of it. Okay. Take this. So far I feel like they're easier, but I think it's because the last time I was in it, well, in my previous series I was a little further ahead, but I haven't actually gone that far. I think maybe I've been in up to level 20 or something by the time I started over. So we're definitely gonna have to try and make it all the way to the end eventually in the series. Oh boy, don't do that when you're too close. Okay. So what do you guys think about the dungeon if you're playing the game, or even if you're not playing the game? Do you think it's fun, or is it just a nuisance that something like this is in the game? Technically, you can just ignore it. It's not a, you know, there are some things you can only get from the dungeon, or that you have to get from the dungeon. But technically, if you really want the stuff and you really do not want to do the dungeon, you can ask on, for instance, Discord, and you can meet up with another player. Even if you normally play single player, you can just trade with people, right? You can offer to do something for them, or if you have an item they want, or maybe someone will even be kind enough to just give you stuff, you know, if you ask nicely. But it's always a good thing to offer to do something in return, or give them something in return. Maybe someone is busy building, so they need, you know, a lot of wood or something, and of course that takes time and energy to farm, and then maybe they will trade you some dungeon stuff for, you know, X number of stacks of wood or stone or whatever. Because I know there is a trade channel, for those of you who might not know, in the Discord for this exact purpose, so that people can trade, especially also things like skins that are really rare. If you have a hard time getting that one skin, then maybe someone else has a duplicate and they might be willing to part with it, right? So yeah, there are definitely options, so you're not completely locked out if you don't like doing the dungeon, but it will require, or out of certain items, but it will require that you actually are willing to meet up with some peeps. And you know, you can just put your game online temporarily, and then you know, meet up with them. They can either, you can go to their game, or they can come to your game, and then afterward, or your world, and then afterwards you can just go straight back to playing single player. So that's really handy in that sense. Yep, this is the one. Why do I only have, oh, it's because it's so big, the dungeon. I was about to say, where's the entrance, but I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's move on. Oh, 65%. I did better this time. Nice. Ooh, okay. Well, this video is turning out to be a little long, but I was kind of hoping, I have to stop with all this rambling. Let's try and focus and go through it a little bit faster. Yep, there we go, because I kind of wanted to see if I could make it to the to the boss, or to the boss today, but we'll see. I might also end up getting killed, right? Then we'll have to do it later. But I kind of wanted to do that because it feels like a good place to kind of end it, right? Or end the video, if we could do that. If I could actually hit this one. Seriously. Oh, man. Yep, that's when you're trying to hurry, then you completely fail with that. Okay, well, let's see. We have this. Let's try and deal with that. Let's move a little bit so we don't get hit. And, oh, yikes. Yeah, okay, sneaky. I knew you were there, but I should just have focused on you first. But that chest was just a little too appealing. Okay. Oh, yikes. Oh! Okay. Okay. We are okay. Nice. Okay, let's try and get you. It's really hard when you're moving though. But it's just a way of staying alive. It's much easier to hit them, of course, if you just kind of, you know, stand in front of them like this, but then you get hit like that. So yeah, it's just a trade-off that if you just keep shooting, eventually you'll get them. Kind of the principle I'm going for here. Okay, nice, thank you. I don't like that. Let's just go over here. So this video is just gonna be a little bit longer, guys, because I really want to go to the boss, which is the next level, and then we'll see how that goes. So here we go. Let's do this. And of course I was stubborn that I wanted to absolutely deal with flow today as well. So yeah, time just suddenly passes fast. Was that it? Oh, that was it. Okay, thank you. I tried to grab these chests right away because otherwise I forget it when I go around and I'm like, I don't feel, oh, we got a piece of clay, nice. And then I forget about it and I don't really want to run through all the dungeons one more time just to check if I can avoid it. Oh, all the levels. Here we go. Okay. Yep, nice. Okay, let's deal with you. And we have another little chest. Lovely. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Whew, got it. Okay, so I think that might be everything on this one. Let's just have a quick little look. Is there any goodies in here? No. Okay, so this should be the entrance to the next level. Whoo. Okay, I am just trying to mentally prepare because yeah. I just remember the dungeon fights being pretty hectic, so let's see. 62%, ouch. Yeah, look at this. So close the portal and get ready for a fight. So, oh, look at that. Okay, so we are gonna go over here. Press E. Oh boy. Oh, yikes. Okay. Yep, focus. Yeah, okay, so you have phases now. So this phase, we can't really damage the boss. Have to move around. Now is a good time to move up quickly. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, so now you have friends helping you out as well. So let's just try and deal with those because otherwise they're gonna accumulate, right, over time. Let's move away from the fire. Anyone who's ever played World of Warcraft will know. Get out of the fire. Yeah. Standing in the fire. Yep, that's a typical thing. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's focus on getting some shots in. Okay, and then then we have more enemies. So I have to try to do my best to get them out, even though it is nice to get the faster you get the boss down, then you can deal with the enemies later. But I don't want to leave all the enemies because then it just gets too crowded and it's too easy to end up dying. So I try to do a little bit of a mix. There, cool. Okay, that went okay. I'm still at full health, so can't have been all bad. I don't even know if I got hit. I didn't notice. But there we go. Okay, do I still have room? I do have some room, so that's good. Oh, I got an explosion gem. Let's make sure to put this down here. Oh, we got a quartz shard. Lovely. And we got a treasure bag and a dungeon box, as well as a seed mystery box. So lots of cool stuff. And of course, these are more like some basic resources. This we're not gonna need, I think, but there we go. Let's see what that gave me. Just one pink petal. But yeah, you can see, what did I do? We started on level, what, 4, I think. So 4, 5, I've done like 6 levels or something. I only got 1 clay. So yeah, that's gonna take a while. But from here on out, if I remember correctly, we're just gonna end up... I picked up everything, didn't I? Yes. In the dungeon shop, because that's usually what happens after the boss. Oh, I even have 65%, so it's a little bit better than a previous one. But see, now we are in the dungeon shop. Okay, so we have a little chest here. So if you want to continue on and do more levels, I'm gonna kind of just jump to the next level and then we're gonna stop for this time. But if you wanted to just keep going right away, then you can put all your stuff in here, kind of empty all of this out. Let's just put some of it. There we go. It doesn't really matter, but let's just put some of it so we can test it out. But all of this is gonna end up in a chest out by Hash, outside the dungeon in that cave. There is a chest there, and that's where this stuff ends up. So it's a way that you can kind of go further, and you can collect a lot of stuff, so you can technically fill this up as well as your own inventory before you have to stop. Well, you can always keep going, but then you just can't pick up anything more, right? Just gonna do this because I'm pretty sure that's how it works, if I remember correctly. But let's put all the basic stuff in there. So, of course, we have the little shop here, and this varies what you can get. So, these are some little nice stone pieces. We have a stone round carpet, stone square carpet, and stone shelf. So, there are some special dungeon stuff here. And as you can see, it takes shards to buy. Where can I see my shards? Yeah, these down here, those are... It's the ones we are picking up all the time in the dungeon. So now I have almost 60,000, so I can use them to buy things like this. But we are going to need them for some other stuff as well. Then this is the dungeon workbench. So this is, I think, isn't this the dungeon? I feel like it looks different. Has it been changed? Oh, no, it must be, because it's always in here. And I feel like there's less stuff in here than... but I think it's because we have to do some quests with Hash for more stuff to end up in here, maybe. But there's a healing powder you can make with some of the plants, and then there's a dungeon crate that we can make using the dungeon, these little stones that I didn't want to get too many of, and then this little dust here. I don't have that much of it, so I don't really want to use it on this. I'm actually not sure if this crate is one that you can open and it has loot, because there's a dungeon box. I think it's just a storage, but I'm not quite sure. I think I tested it out in the past when I went through the dungeon for the very first time in a previous series, but yeah, I can't really remember. We're gonna check all of this out later. We're gonna try and get our own one, and then of course you can buy some of these relics as well, and all of this is gonna vary from every time you come in here, right? So it's kind of like it is with all the other shops, that it's random what's there for sale within a certain loot table, then it's randomized. But of course this also is a way that you can kind of check what some of these things do. Of course, typically it's none of the ones that I actually have down here, but still then you can kind of check them here and see. For instance, now I just took a little screenshot of it. If I want to check it, then you could just do a little screenshot, and then you can always kind of double check with these later with your screenshots if you can't remember what they do. But anyway, then of course we have our little dungeon shopkeeper here. So we can get citron shards, can craft 5 into a gem. Quartz shard can craft 5 into a gem. Garnet shard can craft 5 into a gem, and then there's a mage cape, which is really, really cool. I don't really want to focus on this right now, because as far as I remember, we're gonna need these shards for some stuff with Hash eventually to craft some stuff, so I don't really want to spend them on this stuff at the moment. But anyway, this is what you can do, and then there's other shards in here as well that you can get, and some of these we're gonna need for the museum eventually. So you can see you can also get them as a drop, but it might be easier to get them here because some of them are really, really rare. Like we got 1 quartz shard during all those levels, right? But we're also in the beginning levels. There are different drops depending on where you are in a dungeon. So the further you are, it's going to be different ones. So anyway, that was kind of the dungeon shop. I think that was all I wanted to do in here. So we are gonna go here. I sure want to go to the next level. Yes. I unlocked ice crystal blueprint. Okay, so I unlocked some. Oh, yeah. I think it's because we are moving on to ice levels now. Oh, look at this. This is very cool. Aha. So, yep, this is dungeon level 12 then, because the shop is on level 11, but we are just gonna go back out. So this is where we're gonna start out the next time. Like I said, always make sure to go on to the next level after clearing a level before you exit the dungeon. Just so that you can come back to, and you don't have to redo a level. Well, it can be fine to redo it, because you just get some more loot, but still. It's just gonna take longer to get through the dungeon. There we go. Nice. Okay, so see, I had a feeling Hash would have a quest for us. Yeah, this video is just gonna get long. But this is the gist I was talking about. There's all my stuff, so I'm gonna pick this back up again. It did indeed work the way I thought I remembered that it do. And as you can see, all my relics are gone now, including the one we had in here, but if I remember correctly, this should pop back into my... I probably didn't get any in the first few levels we did a while back, so they should be there again when we come back to the dungeon the next time, but we'll see. Those monsters can be tough, but they can also be tamed. I can teach you how to tame them, but I need the resources to finish the wand I've been working on. 5 dungeon dust should do. Cool. Okay, so dungeon dust, that would be this one. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to spend it on making that little dungeon crate in this shop, because I had a feeling we would need some of this. I just couldn't remember what, for Hash. Back so soon. It seems you're worthy of the taming wand. I underestimated you. I still can't just give the blueprint out to anyone. You're welcome to buy it for the shards we need from the dungeon. When you're ready to buy one, come see me. Yes. So now it says wand upgrades, and yes, this is exactly why I didn't want to spend these, because I want to save up for this. Purchase a blueprint to learn how to make a special wand to tame the dungeon monsters on the first few levels. Yes, so just like with pretty much everything else in the game, it kind of gets more expensive as you progress. So just like you can upgrade your tools, there are different wands as well. I don't actually know if you just upgrade the same wand, because I haven't gotten that far, but you can make this wand. And now that we are in the ice levels, I think we just have to complete these first 10 ice levels, and then there's an ice taming wand as well. I think it's actually a specific wand that you have to use. So you have one wand, and then you have an ice taming wand, and then there might be a wand for all the different types, because there are some other, I don't know how much of it they have implemented, if it's still a work in progress. But anyway, you need a specific wand depending on which monster you want to tame, and then you can tame them just like you can tame animals, but in this case we need a wand for it. So we want to save up 25,000 shards, so I don't really want to spend it on that. There's also this place over here, of course, where we can trade them. I really don't want to do this. Trade 1,000 shards for 500 coins, but that might be handy at a later stage in the game when you're just doing the dungeon to get, you know, whatever little special things you're still missing, and you might not need a lot of shards anymore. Then you can choose to turn them into money, or you can even do it in the beginning if you want to. So that's what you can do right here. I've done that by mistake in my last series, I think. This one doesn't do anything, just checking. So yeah, that was kind of a bit of the dungeon for now. At least we got through to level 10 now. I don't know, we might. I'm probably going to take a little break. Oh, we do have a little quest up here. Let's just go and grab it. I know the video is getting long. But that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes things take a little bit longer than usual. Glad I caught you. I had to share some of those delicious eggs you made me, and would give anything for some more. Say, what if I draw you up some more building blueprints for, say, 5 of your chicken devil eggs? Oh, nice. I have to make some of those. Thought I was already cooking some of those. Did I sell them? Oh, I needed them for another quest, I think. We handed 2 of them in, I think, for a quest a while ago. Maybe that was even for Frank. I'm running short on wooden boards. Are you interested in doing another trade? Bring me 20 wooden boards before summer is over, and I've got 30 glass for you. Okay, well, that's also something we can do. And he's got a third quest. Wow. Yeah, wow. The miners were really willing to help. Wonder what you had to give them to get their help. Anyways, yeah, just give me the 50 stone and I'll get the rest of the shop built up. Okay, so you need 50 stone, and he has another quest. Haven't we just been doing a lot of quests? I was just saying in the last video, I think that we finally cleared some of this up and now it's full again. I woke up early to get the display cases set up, maybe too early. I couldn't quite see and I tripped on a rock and broke a couple. Oh dear. Could you make 2 more large marble displays for me? Oh man, you are demanding. Are you done now? Yes. Oh wow. Okay, well I could go into town and check out some more stuff, but no. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna... my energy levels had bugged out a little bit, so it showed them as being full there for a second, but anyway, I'm gonna empty out all my stuff and then we're gonna continue with this next time. We're probably gonna do some quests a little bit and then we're gonna get back to the dungeon again, hopefully very soon. I want to do more of it very soon so we don't wait an entire year before we do more of that stuff. I can't even remember. Oh, I have all my dungeon stuff over here, don't I? Here we go. Yes. So I have a little bit. You can see I actually had a little bit more luck with the shards last time. But yeah, that was it for today, guys. We are gonna continue with this next time. We're also gonna check out what we got in these next time. So that would be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, do take care and happy gaming.